Guys, good evening. Hi. Good evening, everyone. You're welcome to How to Create a Sales Copy that Converts to Cash. In the next 1 hour, this is exactly what I'm going to be showing you in this class, or in this webinar, or in this live class. Hi, Winnie says, thank you so much for joining. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining. If you're just joining, please tell us where you're joining from, what part of the world you're joining from. If you're in Lagos, if you're in Abuja, if you're in Nairobi, if you're in Ghana, if you're in Rwanda, wherever you are in Africa or in the world, just tell us where it is you're joining from, and we'll start the class. Hi, Winnie says, good evening. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Our topic for today is how to write a sales copy that converts. Now, one thing I want to promise every single person who is here today is you're going to walk away with something you have never heard before, and which is the reason your business may just be where it is as right now. So please tell me where it is you're joining from, what part of the world you're joining. I want to know where all my tribe members are. A sales copy that converts to cash. Okay, that's what our topic is. I'm trying to pin our topic to cash. Okay, I think that's written. This is written. Good. Okay, Winnie says is joining from Lagos. Thank you so much, Lagos, Nigeria. Hi, Els Cake from Nigeria, Benin City. Thank you so much for joining. Everyone else, where are you joining from? What part of the world are you joining from? Hi, Grandy Harold. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining. Wholesale Merchant, Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Thank you. And so I think we're going to start. This class is going to be short. In the next 1 hour, which we're done. And I'm going to round up on time so that I can take your questions and be able to address your questions immediately. Right? Hi, I'm still waiting for you. Where are you joining from? Can everybody hear me? Can you hear me loud and clear? Can everyone hear me loud and clear? Can everyone hear me loud and clear? Hello, joining from Ghana. Hi, EUF Enterprise. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining from Ghana. You're welcome. Is everyone hearing me? Can everybody hear me? When I get 1 or 2 yeses, and then I think we can proceed. Fantastic. Winnie says can hear me. Yes, loud and clear. Fantastic. Okay, we are going to hit it right off into the class. Yes, thank you so much. And so for those of you who are just joining my class for the first time, my name is Just eBay, and I am the sales guru. My job is to show you how to create an offer that gets your customers to buy from you now. And what that means is everybody else does what you do. Honestly, there's not one single business on earth today. As a matter of fact, there's not one single business represented here that is entirely new. It means somebody has done it somewhere, somebody has started it. It may not be the entire version, but it's not new. So it means that if anybody is going to pay attention to you, there has to be an offer that is irresistible and almost better, or if not better, than the other person's own. That's most likely what's going to make your offer stand out. And so today's class is a sales copy. I'm going to try to use a lot of brands as case studies. One of the reasons why we buy from people repeatedly is because we feel they communicate to us in a language. Hi, Sarah, thank you so much for joining from Ghana. Because they communicate in a language that we think we connect with. For a lot of us, that language may mean content. To a lot of us, it may mean a social media post. But in reality, what that is a sales copy. So the definition of a sales copy is something that you see that makes you feel like, even if I don't know this person or haven't experienced this brand, because of this thing that I have read or seen, I think I can give them a chance. I'll take that again. A sales copy is that thing that you read, you see, that makes you feel like, even if I haven't seen this brand before or experienced this brand before, because of this thing I am seeing, it means that I can possibly give them a trial. So if you're a business owner and you don't have that thing that people can see and say, even if I don't know her, even if she's new in business, even if I don't trust her, because of this thing I have seen, let me find out further if her business is worth paying attention to. That's what a sales copy is. And we're going to be demystifying today all the different elements of a sales copy, what your sales copy should have, and all the different call to actions to use at different points in time. Hi guys, thank you so much for joining. If you're just joining, tell us where you're joining from and your name, perhaps. Anywhere in the world you're joining from, we would like to know. Okay, good evening, Shop Abroad. Thank you so much. And so let's get right into it. I've explained what a sales copy is. The next thing is, how do you get started? Whether you sell products or you sell services, the first thing you need to do is make a list of all the products that you have, their price points, and what is different when it comes to features and benefits of each of those products. Remember, what necessarily sells is not features and benefits. What sells is the solution your customer is looking for. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Omar from Uma here, right? But you first need to make a list of all these items, their price points, preferably compared to your competitors' price point. Then, what makes each of those products and services unique? Make a list for each of your products. So, it means if you have 10 SKUs, write an Excel and say, these are all my SKUs. I have bags, shoe, clothes, whatever it is. Write them down. Write the amount, then write the qualities of each of them, or the features of each of them, or the benefits of each of them that makes them unique or stand out from the everyday person out there. Listen, when I say a benefit or a feature or what makes them unique and stand out from the other person out there, it doesn't necessarily mean you're explaining the physiological feature of that product. It may just mean that what's the intrinsic value of that product and service to the end user. That may just be your own benefits or your own feature, such that if I'm explaining the importance of this hair, some other person may say it is double drawn, right? Double drawn is common. Anybody who sells hair is double drawn. But yours may be that anybody wearing this hair automatically has a heightened level of confidence. You could say something, or this is the only hair that gives you a heightened level of confidence. Now, that is your own benefits compared to the other person's benefits who is talking about double drawn, it will not shed and all of that, right? Now, first, when you have written all your products, the price points, and what makes it different from your competitors' product and service, the next thing is to create an outline. With your outline, you need to ask yourself, what do you want to accomplish with this sales copy? For some people, they want to get inquiries. For some people, they want to get followers. For some people, they want likes and comments. But for a lot of people, the reason why you would write a sales copy is because you want sales. And best still, because you want automated sales. Meaning, I don't necessarily have to chat with everybody that comes into my DM before I can make money on social media. Meaning that if you want to write your headline, if your singular goal is to be able to get sales and best still automated sales, create your headline. The headline must start with what is most important. What is most important to the customer? I have a problem. I'm coming to you for a solution. It means what is most important to the customer is the customer's problem. So in writing your sales copy, depending on what your end goal is, if your end goal is conversions, which is sales, it means that what you should be projecting forward first is the customer's problems, okay? If your end goal, however, is visibility, say you just want people to follow you and like you and comment on your post, then you should be writing something that's exciting about the brand that you want them to engage with, right? Now that's the difference. You must understand first what your goal is, then create a headline or an outline that shows this. So let's talk about somebody who wants to get sales with their sales copy. The first thing they need to write is, what's the opening? How would you get the customer hooked on that page you want them to get hooked on? Remember that if you're going to drive any form of traffic whatsoever to your business, you need a hook, you need a story, and you need an offer. The hook is what gets them. Please, if you're here, I hope you're writing this down, because this replay is going to be taken off after 8 hours. I'm not going to leave it for 24 hours because this is going to be repurposed into different contents, okay? For those of you who are not able to attend this masterclass live, it's going to be repurposed into an online content, which is most likely going to be a course. So I'll advise very strongly they are writing everything we're talking about right now. So if your sales copy is going to convert in whatsoever form, you have to have a hook, a story, and an offer. A hook is what makes me see a sponsored ad on social media and click that link so that I'll know what's inside. Just the way a hook looks like. A hook is something that just hooks you. You can't move until you do what it is you have to do to get out of that hook. So you have to have a hook, a story, and an offer. After they are hooked, they have a choice to want to go further or go out of the sales page. So it means that after the hook, what should follow is the story. If somebody's going to be hooked to your story, it needs to be something that gets them want to read further. One of the mistakes I see a lot of entrepreneurs make is we're in a hurry to sell our products and services without paying attention to how the customers like to be communicated to. So if I like to hear gist, I like to hear comedy, I like to hear a lot of stories. Thank you, when it says hook, story, and offer. Then it means that my sales copy should have a story that gets people to feel as though they are conversing or they are gisting with you just by reading that sales page. And make no mistake, it doesn't matter how long your sales page is, as long as the story is engaging, you'll get people to read from the beginning to the end. Because I've had people say to me, just this sales page is too long, how do I cope? And I said to the person, I said, any buyer who is going to buy and you have hooked the person from inception, they will read through the sales page. It doesn't matter how long that sales page is. You just need to get the hook and the story very well. Because if you get the hook and story very well, you don't need to sell to them. All you need to do is make an offer. And they will most likely follow through at the offer. A couple of days ago, I made a post on social media and I said to people, what do you have for sale this Xmas season? Can you drop it in the comment section so I can vet your offer? Because you see, there's a lot of money that's going to be spent on the internet this last quarter. And what determines how much of that money you'll get is if you have compelling offers for people to actually check and buy. So if you are putting out an ad or you're putting out a campaign right now and the offer is not compelling, guess what? They're going to go to your competitors and spend that amount of money on your competitors. Now let's get down to it. A hook. What is a hook for your business? A hook, a lot of times, is a punchline question or a punchline phrase or a punchline statement or even a news headline, right? Say there was a time there was Big Brother Naija. For those of you who are not in Nigeria, there's what's called Big Brother Africa, there's what's called Big Brother Naija. And during the Big Brother Naija, I think there was a time there was an issue in the house between two housemates that one of them was evicted for misconduct, right? So if you were going to get somebody to pay attention as a hook, using that sort of headline, why XYZ was evicted and what business lesson you have to learn from it. Now that's using a story that's already trending. It means you can use whatever story is trending right now to create a hook in the eyes of your customers. Vis-a-vis right now, there was a gist today that a popular market in Nigeria, a part of it got burnt. So if you're trying to create an offer that drives traffic, you're trying to create a hook that drives traffic to an offer surrounding something that people would buy in that market, using that as a headline is hook enough for anybody to click and want to find out what this is about, because that is the trending news. So you can either use a trending news, or you can ask a question, or you can make a bold statement. A question could be, do you want to remain broke for the rest of your life? That's a punchline. Anybody saying this will be like, why is she saying, do I want to remain broke? Or this is the reason why you will be broke for the rest of your life. That's a bold statement. Or what would happen to you today if you lost your job? That's a question that would elicit, okay, let me think about it really. So in your hook, you should use either a headline of something that's going on right now, or you can use a question, or you can make a bold statement, or you can use a statistical statement like 50% of people who are watching this page right now will stop and check and click this link. Do you know why? That's a statistics. People are interested or drawn to anything that is a statistical figure. You know why? Because people attribute intelligence to statistics. Anywhere they see statistics anywhere on the internet, they almost automatically assume that this person is intelligent. That's why the person is talking in numbers. So you can either use, I'm going to take that again, you can either use what is going on, like a news headline, something that's trending, or you can use a question, or you can use a statement, a bold statement, right? Or you can use statistics, okay? These are the different kinds of hooks that you can use to create a sales page that will get people to stop. Because remember why the hook is the first thing. If you don't catch their attention, and I'm sure a lot of you here knows that the average adult, their attention lifespan is 3 seconds. So if you can't catch my attention in 3 seconds, everything you're written in that page will not work, right? Does everybody understand the hook? If you know you understand the hook and you'll be following, can I get a yes in the comments? If you're following and you understand everything I just talked about in the hook, can I get a yes, yes, yes in the comments? If I get 10 yeses, I'm going to continue. Who has been following through with the class so far? Pardon me, I want to drink. Yes, fantastic. Fantastic. Who else? I need 10 yeses to be sure everybody's following and understanding. Somebody says, use local drinks as a hook line. That's fantastic. I'll do that. Can I get a yes, yes, yes in the comment if you've been following through with this class today? Yes, yes, it's fantastic, Mariah. Thank you so much. Yes, Alice, thank you so much. Hi, Basiras. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining. EF Enterprise, fantastic. Yes. Okay, so everybody has been following. Now let's move further into the class. Somebody said I should use local drinks as an example. So let's say you sell I don't know what example of drinks you have in your country. EF Enterprise, Ghana, it's like a popular drink. News headline questions, boldness. Fantastic. Winnie says fantastic, fantastic. Thank you. It means you're really getting, you're following through. I'm happy. Use local drinks and food as hook. So somebody says she don't understand. Hold on, I'm gonna do a recap. For somebody who sells local drink and you're trying to get somebody to pay attention, okay? You could say something like, this is the only place you will get this kind of plate of food in the entire Nigeria. I'm assuming you're in Nigeria. Or taste the food that will make you know that, or have a bite of this meal and you will never eat anywhere else in Nigeria again. I'm assuming that your food is in Nigeria, right? Hi Basira, thank you so much for joining. A bold statement for somebody who does food and drink is very good because it's almost as though Sobolo hibiscus tea. Oh, hibiscus tea, that's like sobo drink. That means you sell something organic. It means you're going to say to people, let's use this festive season, okay? And you want to say, buy this sobo drink so that you can entertain your visitors who are going to be coming for the Xmas season. You could say something like, this is the only place you will find the kind of drinks you will give your guests that will make your guests talk about you all over Nigeria. Right? You're saying to them that if your guests drink this sobo in your house, they'll start talking to people they'll start talking all over about you and saying, you need to visit this person, or she's a very fantastic host. So for you, a hook could be something that will make the person who is buying your drink to serve somebody else feel like, oh, people are going to talk XYZ way about me just because they took this drink in my home. So elevate the status of the person who's going to be buying it by making a bold statement and saying, this is the only place you will get a drink that when you give your guests, they will be talking about you everywhere they go and recommending you as maybe a host, a hostess, whatever it is. That's one example. Yes, fantastic. And it cuts across all kinds of industries. Like I said, follow these examples. A bold statement, a trending news, a question, or a statistics. With this kind of, you can get a hook, right? Hi Sam, thank you so much for joining. Good evening. That's my friend, and today is his birthday. Asiwaju Sam. Guys, say hello to Sam. Sam and I recorded the sales automation masterclass together. So instead of me teaching you alone, I brought another sales guru with me. We created the sales automation masterclass. It's somewhere in my bio, or you can send me a DM so you can have access to it. One of the things we mentioned in that sales automation masterclass is how to move everything I'm teaching you right now into money in your bank account, such that every day you wake up to bank a lot, right? Sam and I recorded it together. We also recorded another webinar that is almost free. If you're here, I have a webinar for $1, which is 360 Naira if you're in Nigeria. How to get unlimited leads that will translate to cash during this season, right? Send me a DM, I'll give you a link to join the $1 or 360 Naira masterclass. As far as I'm concerned, it's totally free, right? We did it for you guys so that you can maximize this Xmas season. I don't want you wasting your money on ads without getting great results, okay? So it's somewhere in my bio, I'm not sure, or send me a DM, I'll hook you up. Right? Thank you. Okay, so let's move to the second part. We've talked about the hook. The next thing is the story. Guys, this is the only season in the world where people buy because of emotional reasons. So I'm not saying they don't buy because of emotional reasons every other time during the year, but the degree to which they buy with emotional reason is heightened during this period. Meaning, ordinarily, if I was going to say no to a reindeer, but because it's Xmas season, I'll say, oh my God, it looks beautiful, and I'll buy. this cuts across all kinds of industries. So it means that if you are listening to me right now, you need to go back to the drawing board and say, this is my ideal customer. Who is he? What is that thing that will give him or her an ow moment? When I say ow, those things that get people to say ow, right? You need to go back to the drawing board and say, what is the ow moment for my ideal customer? Ordinarily, if you find that thing, you can almost guarantee that during this season, that ow moment is heightened by at least 50%. So I'll use me as a typical example. In the past, I used to be a spendthrift. I would shop, right? But as I grew older and I started having children and responsibilities started becoming very obvious, I had to slow down on my spendthrift behavior, right? And it meant that I had to cut down on my excesses. This stop I've had it for close to 2 years, if not more. Did I say 2 years? Close to 4 years. Yes, this beautiful top you can see. When I was a young girl, when I was 22-ish, I'd have like 20 of this kind of tops, like different colors, shoes, bags. I was that crazy about shopping, right? But as I grew older, responsibilities started kicking in and I had to start prioritizing. And when I started prioritizing, one of the things that was the reason why I had to prioritize is, if I keep shopping that way for myself, I also have to keep shopping for my children. So it means that ordinarily, you're cutting the code so that you can make plans for other things that are also as important as looking good, right? So back to what I was driving at. So if I, who used to be a spendthrift, cut down on spending, but ordinarily during Xmas season, it looks like that spendthrift behavior comes back in full force. Now, I have left that behavior for like 10 years now, right? Because I've been married for 7-8 years, and my first daughter is about 6. So it means I have left that behavior for that long. Yet, during Xmas season, it almost feels as though all those things that had left me comes back in full force. So here I am, I'm sitting here, I'm planning, oh my God, I need to buy a dress for my daughter, I need to buy this, I need to buy that, I need to buy that, because I feel like this is an exciting season, I need to shop and spoil everyone with gifts, which is not totally bad, but that's what it is. So it means as a mother, the story that will captivate my attention to be able to get me shopping for my kids is saying to me, how would you like for you to take your child somewhere and everybody's looking at them as children who just came from maybe abroad and are looking all yummy or fresh, or you know how you feel as a mom when people look at your kid like, oh, Ajebo children, right? You know that feeling, right? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. So I'm saying your stories need to capture those sort of moments, especially if you've found out what the ow moment is for your ideal customer. And the story a lot of times has to be very authentic. Now I'll try to break it down for you. A couple of days ago, I had a strategy session with a client, and I've been having strategy sessions with a lot of business owners who are looking to plan their 2020 and end their last quarter well. And I asked her, I said, from January till date, what have you done? What have you been doing in your brand? She tells me everything. And I said, what do you think you're doing wrong that people are not paying as much attention as they should be paying attention? She said she doesn't know. That she has tried different things and she doesn't feel like she's getting it right. And I said to her, we're looking at your business page, as a lot of you are here. Your business page is all about the things that you do. In 2020, customers' buying personalities will change drastically. We're in an era of digitization, I'm sure we all know that. And the era of people who you and I are most likely going to be serving in the next 5 years, they are called Generation Z. Those guys are attracted to emotions. Those guys want to connect with whoever it is they're buying from. So I said to this business owner, I asked her, why did you start this business? She told me. I said, write it down. I said, what are your struggles throughout starting this business? She told me. I said, write it down. The person you're trying to reach to do business with, what are their struggles right now? She told me. I said, write it down. This person you're trying to do business with, the solution to their struggles, do you have it? She said, yes. Write it down. In order for them to buy from you, what are the different questions that they will ask? She told me. I said, write it down. The reason why this sequence is very important is because when you start by telling your customers who you are so that they can connect with you from the depth of who they are also, there's an instant connection. I'll give you another example. Just this evening before I came live, I was on my Instagram feed and I stumbled on a video of BBC, right? And that video was talking about a young girl who had brittle bone disease. She's 8, but you know how brittle bone disease is. There's no cure. And as much as her bones, a lot of times, I think they break. I don't know how to explain that. But the girl likes to dance. And she said, she told us what her name was. And she says, despite the fact that I have brittle bone disease, I love to dance. And every time I injure myself, I'm in so much pain. But it doesn't stop the fact that I love to dance and I'll keep dancing, right? And I'm going to keep looking for creative ways to keep doing what I love. That's what the girl said in that video. She's 8. She has brittle bone disease. She's trying to communicate to people that I also have a life, even if I have a limitation. Ordinarily, that video would probably have not gone viral, but because of the story behind that video, BBC has captured that video. And of course, when BBC captures, what happens is it begins to go from one place to the other, to the other, to the other. And that's the same thing with everything that we do. The day you decide to come out and be authentic about the business that you're building, so that people can connect with you and say, I like this girl because of what she has been through, you find out that all those followers you have who are not paying attention to your page will automatically wake up and want to start paying attention to you. I'll use another brand as an example. All of you know Miss Waneka. A lot of you know Miss Waneka. She's the famous hair vendor in Nigeria, right? For those of you who don't know her. For Miss Waneka, yes, I've always known her brand, but there was this, I respect her hustle. I like the fact that she's a hard worker. But you see, the day I connected with Miss Waneka was the day I saw her story on NHN Couture's page. I heard her story of how she started, her struggles, the different times she almost gave up. The day I listened to that story, my perspective of her changed completely. And I immediately became drawn to her brand emotionally. And I started talking to people about her brand. And this is somebody who I don't physically know. That's what a brand story does for your business. So while you're writing your sales copy, you have talked about the hook. The next thing is to go into the story. Why you're selling them that thing you're selling, there's a reason. Because you have enjoyed the benefits from that thing you want to sell to them also. Before you now sell to them, tell them the story that led to you trying to sell them this thing. And you can start by highlighting the challenges you went through. What those challenges cost you. If it's your health, your weight, your relationship, money, whatever it is, highlight it. There was a day I went somewhere to speak and there were several speakers. Well, like 8 speakers, very renowned speakers. And when it was my turn, I had created what I was going to speak. What I was going to talk about. But the minute I entered into that hall and I saw different speakers talk about their different topics, I realized that the crowd was getting non-interested. Everybody was playing with their phones. So it meant that those people in that crowd were not necessarily looking for anything very theory. They wanted to connect with people. So I immediately changed my story, my presentation from what I had ordinarily prepared, and I entered using a story. The majority of people who were there were young people. So I said to them as I got on the stage, I said, how many of you want to guess how old I am? Hook. Remember, hook. I said it earlier. Now there's 8 speakers. 4 of them had spoken before me, and it was a boring class. It was my turn. I had to figure out how to flip it so that we don't have a boring presentation. So as I got on the stage, I said, how many of you want to guess how old I am? So everybody who were pressing their phones automatically stopped and they're like, okay, where is she going to with this? People started guessing. 30, 32, 28, different guesses were coming from the public. And I said, so anybody who says I'm the 30 range, your hands. Anybody who says I'm the 20 something range, your hands. I split the whole into 3, and then I said, if you are in this category, you guys won. And then everybody started shouting, yeah. The class was lively, and then I entered with a story. Then I said, for those of you who said I was 20 something, when I was that age, let me tell you what happened to me. That's how we started that class. So my class was supposed to last for 45 minutes, I ended up being told to continue for another 20 minutes because the audience didn't want us to end. And at the end of that class, I got a standing ovation so loud it was deafening. What changed? There were 4 other speakers before me. I was the fifth. What changed? A hook, a story. In this case, I didn't necessarily need to make an offer. The story was enough for them to want to connect with me after class. So go back to the drawing board. Whatever campaign you're creating today, right? The campaign should draw them in, but once they get in, your sales copy should move them from just the hook, the story, to your offer before they can buy. Okay? So the next thing is the benefits. The benefits. Now you have talked about the story. Okay? Before you make them an offer, the customer needs to know what's in it for them. Yes, they are hooked. They've heard your story. But what's in it for them? Because anything it is you're selling today, if the customer doesn't understand how they fit into the equation, they don't see a reason to want to buy. Here you list all the different benefits, and if you can, compare it to what is obtainable outside. So I always recommend that as a business owner, when you're writing a sales page or a sales copy, top your own offers a notch higher than what the other ordinary competitor will offer. So if your competitor is saying that you're going to get a double drawn hair, right? You can say a double drawn hair that would also come with an oil and a comb that would help you protect the hair so it doesn't tangle. Are you saying that? Always, at every point in time, make sure that your own offer is a notch higher than your competitor's offer. A lot of times, it will not cost you more money. It may just cost you. I'm a witness of how you hook your audience. Oh wow, fantastic, thank you, right? A lot of times it may not cost you a lot more money. It may just cost you being creative around the things you already have. Okay? So the benefits, aside from listing the benefits, take it up a notch for your customers. Okay? And this cuts across all kinds of businesses. If it's a product, like the example I use, if it's a service, give them other things that they ordinarily will not be able to afford. So if you're selling to them a webinar and you have maybe like a mastermind group that is very pricey, you can say to them that anybody attending this webinar would have a chance to also be a part of my mastermind, right? Just make sure that you give them offers that makes it look as though, oh, this is a no-brainer. I have to be in that lady's class. I have to be a partaker of whatever it is she's trying to offer. Now this cuts across all kinds of industries, like I said. So figure out what works for your own target audience. Figure out what their issues are and create the sales page in relation to what their issues are. The next thing is the guarantee. Now they have written the benefits. Are you guys following this sequence? The sequence is the hook, the story, the benefits. You have not sold at this point, oh, remember, you're still taking the customer on a journey. The next thing is the guarantee. Why should they trust you? They don't know you. They're seeing you for the first time. Or maybe they have seen you before. Why should they trust you? Why shouldn't they buy from that other person who's probably offering it cheaper? That's the guarantee. The guarantee is where you say to the person, if you buy XYZ, I can guarantee you that if just like all people who sell electronics to us, they say 1 year guarantee. If anything happens to you within this 1 year, you return it, we'll give you back a new one. As business owners, we need to learn that business is not necessarily about you. It's not necessarily about your profit. All kinds of businesses. It's generally about the customer and what the customer's perception is for your business. So anything that will give your customer instant trust in your business, as much as possible, try and create it in a way that is not necessarily shortchanging your business. Somebody said, can this be applied to a fabric business? All kinds of businesses. So you're saying to the customer as a guarantee, if you buy this in the next number of months, this fabric will not shed. Because the average person is saying, why should I buy this material? What if it washes off when I wash it with my washing machine? So find out what guarantees work for your business and state it very clearly. Remember that not all social media pages will allow you to write as plenty of things as I'm explaining. The essence of a sales page is for people who are ready and willing to automate their businesses, automate their sales process. Because guess what? You cannot be typing and chatting every day in your DM. That's not a business. A business that leaves you chatting every day in your DM and looking for customers is not a business. Quote me anywhere. That's a business that will die quickly than it started. And I dare say that that's the reason why we don't have a lot of successful businesses in Africa. When I say successful, we don't have a lot of businesses in Africa that have stayed for so long. They start within the first 0 to 5 years, they pack up. Because we don't have systems, we don't have processes. We are reliant on what comes to us or what we're able to chase on a daily basis. It's not sustainable, it doesn't work, it doesn't last. So I'm explaining these things for people who are interested in, can you automate a skincare line? That's the easiest to automate, a skincare line. And I mean, I'm not talking about this in this class. I talk about this in the other class that I had, in the online course, how to automate your sales process. I talk about the lifetime value of a customer. Somebody's asking me, oh, I don't want to deviate. If I deviate, there's a lot. This question you asked me, if I start talking about it now, we won't finish. What if you're offering services with different processes like mine? Services are the sweetest way. They are the easiest. Any kind of business, listen, any kind of business, this works. Follow these principles I'm explaining, okay? If you're in doubt, send me a DM. Let's have a strategy session. I'll show you exactly what you need to do for your own business. But best still, anybody who is here and you believe this will work for your business, as I have explained to you, all you need to do is automate your processes. Let me explain what automation is. Somebody comes into your page, whether you are there or not, the business sells itself. Okay? They don't need to interact with you. Like every day I wake up to Banker Labs. I don't have to be talking to them. They go through my sales process and they see what they love. It moves them to the next, it moves them to the next. So every day there's something interacting with my customers on my behalf. So whether I decide not to post for the next 3 weeks, my business will still be selling. That's what I mean by automation. I want to automate my services. I help people buy from China. How do I do that? That's fantastic. That's easy. Very easy, okay? Very easy. Shop abroad. First and foremost, make a list of all your products. That's all the services that you offer. Make a list, okay? And then follow these things we have discussed about each of those lists. When you follow them, to put them into a system, send me a DM. You have to take that sales automation course. It's about 1 hour to 30 minutes or 2 hours class to show you everything you need to do step by step in order to automate, right? Today's class is writing sales copies, okay? Now that we have talked about the hook, we've talked about the story, we've talked about the benefits, we've talked about the guarantee, okay? We've talked about the guarantee. The next thing is to make an offer. Remember that in your story should highlight the problem you are trying to solve for the customer. Because that's when it becomes selling without selling. You're trying to sell something, but you're not saying to the person, come and buy. If your story highlights the problem, shop abroad, send me a DM. The automation class is very affordable. It's $30. It's very, very affordable. As a matter of fact, my friend and I, Sam, wanted everybody to be able to afford it. The class ordinarily is worth $1,500. But we made it $30 with plenty bonuses for anybody who wants to automate their processes. Just somewhere in my link or send me a DM, I'll hook you up. $30, that's about 10,000 naira, right? Now, the story should contain the problems that the customer is going through right now, so that as they are reading the story, they can picture themselves in that equation and they are anticipating the solution that you have for them. Can I say that again? Your story should contain the problem the customer has and you are trying to solve, so that as they're reading this story, they say, this is me, I can relate. And in their head, in their subconscious, they are anticipating the solution you have for that problem you highlighted. I'll give you a typical example. Somebody calls me today and says she saw my ad and she took my webinar, right? The $1 webinar, the one I told you guys about. And she said, I listened to your webinar. The part where you talked about running sponsored ad and nobody's buying, that's me. Like that story you mentioned, that was me. So remember, I used a story to catch her attention. She took the webinar, she went ahead to buy the other products, and she's buying the third product. Just because in the story, I mentioned something she was struggling with and made her go to the end of my sales process or my sales funnel. That's what you need to be doing with your customers if you want to create a sales copy that converts. And so, as a bonus for this class, what I'm going to do right now is, if you want to set up your sales system after taking the sales automation online course, all you need to do is create all this product, list all these products, write everything I've said about each of them, and run ads to it. Because everything I've explained to you about a sales copy is not necessarily what you post on Instagram for everybody to see, because it's going to be too long. A sales copy is something that people, they want to go to it, they want to see it, they want to read it. There must be something that gets them to want to click. You can now create a campaign that makes them click, and then the sales copy will be what they will fall back to. Once you have this sequence, then you're this close to concluding your automation. In this automation class, you'll be able to see how to conclude it. So that if you are not there and somebody wants your product and service, all they need to do is pay, and you wake up and deliver. If it's a product, you wake up and deliver. If it's a service, there's an auto direct to whatever it is they pay for. Okay? So who here today has gotten so much value from this class? Who here today wants to automate their sales process? Who here today is going to write, oh, let me take it one after the other. Who here today has gotten value from this class? I want to see yes, 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 yes. Who here? Who here? I want to see. I want to see who here has gotten value from this class. Who here? Yes, fantastic. Cerebral Naturals, thank you. She's gotten value from the class. Who else? Who else? DSA Books, fantastic. How are you doing? How's business? Thank you so much for joining DSA Books. Cute Kid is fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I want to automate my process, but I need to talk to you. After here, send me a DM. I'll hook you up on how to talk to me, right? Who here has gotten value? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So out of everyone, is it just 5 people that have gotten? Yes, it's Chinwe. Hi Chinwe, how are you? How are you doing? How are you doing, Chinwe? Winnie says, fantastic. Thank you so much for reiterating a lot of the points we talked about today. Winnie says, that was fantastic. You did such a great job. And by the way, Winnie says has such a fantastic brand of product. I don't think I've tried her products, but the packaging is fantastic. Every time I look at her products, I'm like, oh my god, this is beautiful. DSA book says so much value. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let me do a quick recap on everything that I have talked about today. Your sales copy is the reason you are going to close this year in a bang. Your sales copy is the reason your customers will look at your page and say, I'll rather buy from her than the next person. Your sales copy is the reason why people will not ask you too many questions in your DM before they buy from you. Your sales copy is the reason why people will pay into your bank account whether you are there or not. So the big question is, do you truly want to do something about this sales copy? If you want to, follow everything we have talked about today. When you have done that, to automate, click the link somewhere in my bio and take the, I think it's $30, 10,000 naira. Anywhere you are in the world, you can either take $30 or 10,000 naira to access the almost 2 hours sales automation masterclass. And the best part of that masterclass is myself and Sam Asiwaju put together that class for you. So imagine my experience and his experience. Sam Asiwaju is known for turning around businesses. I mean, he adds extra zeros to your businesses. So you're doing 100 million, he adds the extra zero to make it 1 billion. That's his specialty. And so both of us created that masterclass for you. Somewhere in my bio, or just send me a DM, I'll give you the link to go attend it. There are lots of freebies that comes with that class. Plenty freebies. Plenty. Right? Okay, Winnie says, good job. Oh, fantastic. Winnie says, yes, she's doing such a great job. Hi, she does succeed. Good evening. So I'm going to take your questions very quickly before we round the masterclass for today. I'm going to take your questions very quickly. How many of you have questions? So I can use everything we've talked about today to answer your questions before we round up the class. I'm going to do a quick recap while I wait for your questions. The quick recap is, I've said what your sales copy is. But most importantly, you have to start with what is the $10 class for? $10 class. Let's say $10. $30 I said. $30 is automation. You want to automate sales automation. That's what the $30 is for. $30, 10,000, right? Yes, a hook is story, right? After the story, the benefits, the guarantee, the must follow through this sequence for you to be able to walk the customer from I don't know you to I want to buy. And guess what? That thing, a lot of us are used to speak to people saying people buy from brands they know, like, and trust. That's good, but it doesn't work all the time. Oh yes, the 360 class. Yes, that's the unlimited leads. That's a webinar. How to generate unlimited leads that guarantees daily sales. That's a webinar. It's $1, 360 naira. From that webinar, then there's the automation class. It's good to take the entire trail so that you understand very clearly where we're going with it. It's a sequence. I don't like to teach haphazard. I teach you from this, it leads you to this, it leads you to that. So the $1 webinar, which is 360 naira, will lead you to the automation, which is a $30, right? Then to lead you to something else that way. Okay. Okay. So I was saying something. I almost lost my chain of thoughts. Hi, Consult Me Rich. Good evening. Hi, Zulia Naturals. Good evening. Hi, Gorgeous Kids. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for the amazing, amazing gifts. I can't wait to share them with everyone. Gorgeous Kids. Pampered my kids with plenty of gifts. All right, guys. Quick recap. Yes, I've mentioned everything you need to do with this, and so I need you guys to go action this immediately, because that's what will stand you out from the next person, and that's what will make you build a sustainable business. Because I know there are lots of you here who are tired of chatting from morning till night, and the person will tell you, I'll get back to you. The reason why people say I'll get back to you is because they don't understand what's in it for them. And it doesn't matter the amount of hours you spend with them in the DM, they won't buy. Because they don't understand what's in it for them. So the only way to at least get people to not ask you too many questions is write a sales copy for all your products and services. When I say a sales copy, I'm not talking about a link for payment. A link for payment is just go and pay. A sales copy is I read it, I am satisfied with everything I see, and I move straight to payment. So people say people buy from people they know, like, and trust. It works, but honestly, it doesn't apply. Yes, it does not apply. It's good to create some level of influence, visibility, awareness on social media, but you see that you're an influencer does not guarantee. 1 minute, let me fix the light, guys. Sorry about my audience who is watching from anywhere in the world. I apologize. We're in Nigeria, and a lot of times things happen, but I'm putting on the light right now. I have an alternate source of light, so it will come up in a second. 1 minute. Can I see? Sorry. Okay, I think I've seen it. Okay, sorry. So the reason why people will buy from you is not necessarily because they know, like, and trust, is because they've seen what's in it for them. And your sales copy or your sales copy explains everything in details. They don't need to come. I've had people buy from me from places in the world where I have never been to. I don't even plan to be in. Somebody from Uzbekistan has bought my product. Uzbekistan is where I don't even know where Uzbekistan is, right? And the list is endless because they saw an ad, they clicked on the copy, they read it, it met their need, they clicked on the buy button. So as long as you're willing to spend money to keep advertising your product and services, and you have a system in place that migrates the customers from just looking to money in your bank account, then you will make money repeatedly, whether people know you, like you, or trust you. Those things at that point becomes inconsequential, because all the people who have bought my products from anywhere in the world that have never met me are people who have seen my ads. It made sense. They clicked, they liked, they paid attention, and they wanted to see what was up. They clicked the link and they read, they were satisfied. Oh, there was a part of this that I missed out, but in the sales automation class, I think I mentioned it. How to use testimonials to sell your product inside your sales copy. Always love to watch your video and read your captions. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Zulia Naturals. Thank you so much. Right? I think I mentioned that. We taught that in the automation masterclass. I think so. because there's a part testimonials play when you are trying to sell a product in a sales copy. It's like when you're giving the person guarantees, your testimonials form part of your guarantees. It means people have used your product and it worked for them. Best still, always attach the names of the people who have used your products, if possible their faces, so that anybody who is reading this can go and Google them and see that this is not orchestrated. If those things are there, it's almost an easier sell than when you just put an abstract figure. I mean, an abstract, pardon my English, an abstract testimonial with no name, with no face, right? It's always good to put those things. It's easier to sell them to whoever it is that stumbles on your copy. All right, I think that's about it for today. I'm going to take a few questions before we end the class for tonight. Thank you everyone for joining, and if you're just joining, anywhere you are joining from in the world, my name is Just eBay and I am the sales guru. My job is to show you how to create irresistible offers around your products so that you can get people to buy from you anytime you want them to buy from you. So that means we have to have like a landing page. Yes, fantastic. Yes, you have to have like a landing page. Okay, the landing page is basic for the basic entrepreneur. That those who want to take it a different notch higher. Okay, those who want to take it a different notch higher, you can choose to use funnels. But if you don't want to use funnels, you can use a basic landing page that explains everything in this sequence. As much as you can, try and make sure that this landing page is professional enough. Okay, especially if you sell services. If you sell products, it's easy to just put the picture of the product, put testimonials of people who have used it before, after, like that to sell it. What questions do you ask for the testimonial? How do you get customers to agree to use their names or faces? So if it's a product, say you're trying to sell skincare to somebody, just have them send you before picture of their face before they use your product. And then progress, you have to follow up on progress reports. They've sent you before. After 2 weeks of using your product, what's the difference? Let them send it to you. That's your before and after. If you sell products. If you sell services, however, there's a template I use to get testimonials from my clients. I say to them, I send them 3 questions, just 3. What were you struggling with before our session? Right? That's that. How has this session addressed your issue? Then number 3, what results did you get? I use this 3 question templates. So anybody who is reading it from another end will obviously be struggling with what the person was struggling with, right? We'll see the process and then we'll see what they will get if they click on the link. So it's like getting testimonials from your customers such that their testimonial sells your service without you being there. Like I said, those of you who are on this class, this replay, I think it's going to be up for just 8 hours because I'm repurposing this 8 hours. I'm repurposing this masterclass. It's going to be up for just 8 hours. I'm going to repurpose it. So make sure that you write out everything you have heard so far. You may not see it when next you click on the link, right? So it's not just somebody say, Sugar Plum Foods. Hi guys, good evening. Thank you so much for joining. We're just rounding up with the class. I was just taking questions before you came on to the class. Do we have any questions? Any further questions? We have about 3-4 minutes to go. Do we have any questions? In the absence of any questions, I want to say a very big thank you to everyone who joined from Ghana, Nigeria, anywhere else you joined from. I truly appreciate you joining us for this live masterclass today. And I just want to say that this is a period where you could make a lot of money. You just need to make sure that your sales copy is intact so that you can attract as many people as you want to attract. And most importantly, you need to be attracting the right kind of leads. You also need to have your systems automated. So if you're here right now and you want to get access to the sales automation class, send me a DM. Somewhere my link is somewhere there, or send me a DM. I'll give you access so that you too can learn how to make money while you sleep. All right, thank you everyone for joining. We're going to end this class now. Thank you so much, and stay tuned for the next masterclass we're probably going to have in another 1 week. Thank you and bye.